When your child is at school, there may be different people or teams involved with your child. As parents, you'll come into contact with a variety of education support people. These may include, of course, the classroom teacher. The teacher is responsible for the student's learning. The teacher works with education specialists, students, families, whānau to develop individual learning programs and informs how the teacher aid or resource teachers and other specialists can best support your child. Knowing the additional teachers in your school is important as they are part of your child's support team. A resource teacher. The resource teacher is specially trained teachers who support staff, families and the community to meet the special need. Resource teachers work in a cluster with local schools, and there are 40 cluster groups in New Zealand. A resource teacher's purpose is to improve what a student gains from their education, and they work closely with the Ministry of Special Education. There are different types of resource teachers. There's the resource teacher of learning and behaviour. You'll hear them talked about as RTL&B. And they work with children with moderate learning and or behaviour challenges. There are the resource teachers for vision support for students who are blind and the Blind and Low Vision Network of New Zealand. Resource teachers for deaf students with hearing challenges or who are deaf, and they are employed by the 2 deaf education centres in Christchurch and in Auckland. Then there are the resource teachers of literacy, or RT-Lit as we call them. They support staff to meet the needs of students with reading and writing difficulties. These teachers may mainly work with children needing additional learning support, but can work with other students at that school if needed. It is part of the National Literacy and Numeracy Strategy, so talk to your school about both the RTLB and the other resource teachers. The teacher is the most important person for you and your child at school, but most schools also have a SENCO, or a Special Education Needs Coordinator. This person manages all the special needs across the school and liaises between teachers, families and specialists. He or she can be one of the teachers or an additional teacher. Some of the roles they play are assessing students and identifying needs, helping with the development of the learning plan and strategies, allocating and coordinating staff, guiding and supporting teacher aides and teachers, and sometimes working with individual children with special needs and monitoring their progress. They will also attend the in-school special needs meetings and the cluster meetings. Teachers' aides support the child by working one-on-one or with a small group of children. They are employed by the school and support the student's teacher with their agreed-upon learning program using strategies to support the child's engagement in learning. The teacher's aide plays an important role in supporting the students joining in activities with peers, fostering friendships, facilitating effective communication, and supporting the child's positive behaviour. They often help with medicines, feeding, toileting, and moving about the school using special equipment. The school relies on the knowledge and skills of teachers' aides to assist the teacher working with children who have special learning needs. Within your school, you will also see specialists. From the Ministry of Education, you will see speech-language therapists, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, and psychologists. These are specialists supporting a student in specific areas. After assessment of the student's support needs, an SLT, or speech-language therapist, might work directly with the student and or assist families and teachers by providing a program to meet the child's needs. occupational therapists, or OTs, aim to help children to be independent in the activities of daily living. And they generally provide assistance with physical impairments and assist teachers and families with accessibility issues and possible moderations to the environment. In addition to a speech-language therapist or an occupational therapist, your child might see a physiotherapist at school. They assist with movement issues. They promote independence for the student in their home, at school, and in the community. Both occupational therapists and physiotherapists help when physical disability affects the student's ability to learn and participate in the classroom. Students needing additional learning support may work with occupational therapists and physiotherapists if they are being supported by the OARS, or that ongoing resourcing scheme, or through a physical disability service. Psychologists assess what might be contributing to your child's difficulties and what support they might need to help them. They assist with behaviour and with social and emotional development by providing appropriate psychological and education interventions. The physical disability service that I talked about when I talked about occupational therapists and physiotherapists provides the physio and occupational therapists to work with students at school to encourage participation and learning alongside their peers. Applications for an assessment can be made by the school. The therapist will assess the student in the class and talk to the teacher and to the family and any other specialists, and they encourage inclusion in class activities and plan programs around the child's needs and advise if possible modifications to the classrooms or other parts of the school are possible. Students with moderate vision and hearing difficulties can be supported by advisors on deaf children, itinerant teachers of the deaf, and itinerant resource teachers of the visually impaired. These teachers will come into the school, and they provide information for developing language and communication, including the New Zealand Sign Language. If your child has high ongoing needs, but not high enough to receive the Ongoing Resourcing Scheme, or OARS, and they have been referred to the RTLMB, the Resource Teacher of Learning and Behaviour, they may also receive a High Learning Needs service, and these students can be supported with an additional 5 hours of teacher aid in their classroom per week. I've talked to you about how you might get support if you're concerned about your child needing additional learning support. The Ministry of Education is able to help you with support for your child if they are identified or you are concerned that they may need additional support for their learning. Please ring your local Ministry of Education office, who will put you in touch with the additional support team manager for your area, who will be able to send you information or talk through your concerns. All of the information we have discussed is available on the Ministry of Education website under Special Education. Thank you.